get started. First up, Umeda Sky Building. This building was selected as one of the top 20 buildings around the world. The Umeda subway station is quite new, and there are a number of underground shopping and food offerings. We will be heading nearby for lunch after visiting the Umeda Sky Building. Now up to the street, it is about 10 minutes to walk to the Umeda Sky Building. Let's take a look together. The streets were much more spacious compared to Tokyo, and along the way you could find sushi, restaurants, and much more. Connected to Osaka Umeda Station, this underground shopping center called Links Umeda has over 200 shops and a total of 8 floors. On the basement, food entertainment floor, there is a massive food hall in Links Market Eat and Walk, where you can find a variety of food selections. I will show you later on in this video. But first, let's get to the Umeda Sky Building. Like I said earlier, it is roughly a 10-minute walk to the Umeda Sky Building, but it is quite nice walk in between, and the weather was quite nice. Up ahead is the Umeda Sky Building. It looks like there are still many more upgrades or architectural buildings to come near the walkway to the Umeda Sky Building. Finally, we arrive at the building, and it is actually quite hard to capture since it is a 40-story tower with an overall height of over 170 meters. Mazda in Osaka is just underneath the Umeda Sky Building. At the time, it was the Miata that was on display, and that would be an exciting manual car that I would love to try. Takimi Kochi. I just love the atmosphere and the environment in this alley. And the dark and ancient theme was just amazing. This is also a great spot for taking photos if you happen to pass by. And the food is incredibly good and doesn't break the bank. Seriously, the food here looks pretty good, and the average price is about 1,000 to 1,300 yen. That is really reasonable. You don't sacrifice for quality at all. Great value for your bucks for sure. The renovation and the decoration were exceptional and kept the 1920s and 1930s where the modern and Showa eras meet. I just love the details of the decoration, and it is really appealing. This restaurant on the right looks so classic and authentic. Each of the restaurants has a nostalgic memory of the old Japanese city, and I love the old car which looks so evocative. The alley was so beautiful that it really looked and resembled the old Japan. There are also many those classic Japanese lanterns all over the place. After many indecisions, we finally made it to the udon noodle house that we had researched before. This became our favorite udon we had on the entire Japan trip, and it is not that expensive. Take a look for yourself. The price is really reasonable, and they are delicious and high quality. Most restaurants in Japan require you to order from the machine, and in this restaurant, the waiter will assist with the order. First order is the tempura shrimp udon, and my daughter loved it. I ordered some kind of udon with pork and a special sauce. Don't ask me what it is called, but you basically dip the noodle into the sauce. And finally, an order of duck udon with a traditional Japanese egg yolk, and it looks so good and tastes fantastic. Most Japanese foods love to add raw eggs, and here is no exception. I was told that Japanese ingredients such as eggs are much different than in other countries, and the quality is so great that most ingredients can be eaten raw. It was really good. This is the duck with the egg yolk. Let's break it and mix it together. Dipping the noodle into the sauce and egg, it tastes so delicious and refreshing. I also tried the smoked duck, and dipping it in the sauce also tastes so good. After lunch, we are back to the Omeda Sky building, and the surrounding area is beautiful with lots of greens and water. Apparently, many tourists were drawn to this unique architecture, but the surrounding area, like the alley at Takimi Koji with its 1920s theme and numerous restaurants and shops, is also attractive in its own right. Here is another shot at the entrance to Takimi Koji as a reminder if you would like to visit. Now back to the shopping area at Links Umeda. Like I said earlier, there were over 200 shops in this 8-story shopping center, and there are several shops that we had in mind to get souvenirs for family and friends. This is one of the busiest intersections I've seen in this area. Let's cross the street and explore the shops that links Umeda. I found Uniqlo links Umeda to be so much calmer than those in Tokyo. This is by far a better shopping experience, and we managed to get more stuff here. Beside big brands or franchises, here you also find many non-branded or local apparel stores, which makes this place a popular shopping destination. There are also unique and designer furniture stores as well. Continue on, we were looking for Kittyland at Umeda. This is a huge Japanese toy store that will satisfy most Japanese manga or anime fans. It is also a great place to grab souvenirs for family and friends. There is a huge selection of toys and unique items, and my daughter and wife spent a long time browsing. When I say long time browsing, it means hours. At least they managed to get all the necessary little gifts and souvenirs for family and friends so that we can worry less before we leave. At least that is the time well spent. But it is definitely a place for anime or manga lovers to gravitate to. There is the giant Miffy sitting there, and that is one of my daughter's favorites. I'm sure most people have some kind of character that they love. Fun fact, Miffy is not Japanese, but instead is Dutch. However, she's written there using a similar line style as Hello Kitty, and somehow became popular among children. Most Japanese stores are tax-free for foreigners, and there is no exception for Kittyland. On the lower floor is the Umeda Food Hall. This is a huge food court with a variety of interesting foods and desserts. As you can see, there are many people here, and I'm sure you can find something for everyone. We spotted a bakery on Instagram called Piece of Bake, located inside the Umeda Food Hall. It was easy to find and the line was pleasantly short. Here you can see the process of making the fried donut, a treat that originated in Italy and became quite popular in Japan. it was time to choose a flavor, and the prices were quite reasonable, ranging from 280 yen to 460. We picked two of them, and I really don't remember what we had, but it was quite good. If I'm not mistaken, one might be a matcha flavor, and I don't really recall the other one. They were quite crispy and creamy inside. Hall is quite huge, and it was really clean and neat. Overall, I'm really impressed with how the Japanese maintain their business, and it looks top class compared to anywhere in the world. Follow along the way, there are many more restaurants and shops. It just look endlessly good and really looks like everything is amazing, but we need to save room for dinner. There were so many interesting dessert spots that it felt overwhelming to choose just a few. Japanese bakery is also quite popular, offering an impressive variety of options. Even the croissants alone come in many different flavors and styles. We couldn't resist and picked up two random croissants, planning to enjoy them either as a morning treat or a late night snack. Again, the mini croissant is almost like a bite size and ranges between 100 and 300 yen. Next up is a fascinating pasta restaurant with an impressive food display. The presentation is outstanding, a smart way to draw in customers. This underground mall offers even more Japanese pastries and bakery options. I wish I had access to such a variety back home. The bakery offers a wider variety of cake styles, making it much easier to find something you like. It's wonderful to have vegetable and fruit markets where you can find local Japanese produce. Japanese strawberries are always popular and typically in a small package, priced between 300 to 500 yen. It's time to head outside where the atmosphere is lively and bustling. Let's enjoy the music of some local street artists.
が増えるよ思わずシャネル変えて感性をあなたは全て見透かしたからより笑う猪木を嘘に願いをこうして笑い合えてるよ諦めた過去も嘘にしたラブソングそんなフィクション信じたくなりそういつか今日のそのドラマになりそう次はこんな詩にしようか That's what I wanna know 本音が台本次はどんな詩にしようか Just はい俺もセリフ忘れそう取ってつけりゃいい信じる理由なんてその笑顔だけで十分レディ最後はどんな詩にしようさ答えを見に行こうそう嘘つきなが優しくなるから僕はバカ演じるの Never turn, never turn around この感情だったまだいたってもうそんなに言わせちゃうんだろう Never turn, never turn around好きだよ好きだよ好きだよ好きだよ好きだよ好きだよ相手に死ぬだけあれこれといろんなもの並べてたものだけど本当に欲しいもの
As always, nighttime in Osaka, Japan is stunning, with the city lights being simply irresistible. There's truly no shortage of restaurants in Japan. I remember that night we didn't have a specific destination in mind, so we wander around letting our appetite guide us. Osaka is truly beautiful at night, with streets so vibrant that you can only experience them in Japan, filled with local bars and food spots. We looked for a good yakitori restaurant and found a few on the upper floor, but we decided to keep exploring since the night was still young. There were plenty of yakitori restaurants on the streets, and if you're wondering, yakitori simply refers to grilled chicken on a stick. There are also many back alleys where you can discover small shrines, often used for daily worship by nearby household or shops. It's quite surprising to stumble upon one in a random alley. Now let's get back to finding a restaurant for dinner. There are still plenty of yakitori restaurants and they all look pretty good. Seriously, take a look around. Every restaurant looks so inviting and vibrant. Japanese chops are truly on another level. I also wanted to try the Japanese curry rice, which they're well known for. We somehow found our way back to Tondobori, where you find numerous Japanese pharmacy shops offering popular tax-free products for tourists. As night falls, the shopping street in Tondobori fills with even more people. Just look at the crowd. We discover another alley, this time filled with Wagyu beef restaurants. That's definitely something we're considering. Watching the footage again, I realized just how much I already missed Osaka. We finally decided to sit down, and I remember this restaurant being quite unique, with sitting at the counter where we could watch the chef in action. The walls were decorated with famous and popular anime and manga posters and photos. Clearly, I enjoyed it a lot. We chose this restaurant because it offers a wide variety of items to choose from. I was genuinely excited to sit at this restaurant because it felt like I was finally immersed in the scene from the Japanese manga I love so much. We also had the chance to order some yakitori, which was perfect. The grilled fish was also pretty good. We also had the opportunity to order the Japanese pancake. The fish, like I said earlier, was pretty good. On top of that, we also ordered some rice with beef and onions. It was okay. This is the Japanese pancake. It was alright, I guess. Time to try this chicken yakitori, which is the grilled chicken skewers. this is some sort of fried chicken, which was pretty good. The meal was satisfying, and afterward we took a night walk where we came across some impressive street performers. After a long day of walking, we finally arrived at the hotel. It was time to enjoy the late night snack we had bought from the underground mall. This is really a bite-sized croissant. And we had some strawberry from the veggie market.